it must be similar to like when a painter gets a blank canvas. It's just like there's so much things and like creativity, little things that I'm picturing that I want to do as soon as I get up top, and then once I drop in, it's like just pin it. It kind of all slows down a little bit, and I just like breathe deep and kind of go for it. I've been in Golden my whole life. I was born in the Golden Hospital. Been skiing here since I was 2. Started off on like a leash, dragging around my parents, and now coming out here on my own with all the homies and just enjoying it.
I used to really hate boot packing. It was my least favorite thing, but the more I've skied here, the more I've come to realize that boot packing is honestly the best part. You get to all these other places that really the majority of the people don't want to walk uphill. There's just like so many treats up there. You just have to work a little bit. But there's also a peacefulness that comes with it. You just most of the time are up there on your own. So it's pretty cool to have a moment before you drop in somewhere and you're the only person.
Dropping.
It's always been like that at Kicking Horse, especially since it's just like there's so much terrain that you actually gotta hike for. Like there's white wall, there's T1, T2. You kind of gotta go around, talk to people, see what the word of the crowd is, and then once you hear something cracks, you just gotta go for it. And then you get to pick your line, any line you want if you get up there first, and that's like the main reason I love to rush for it.
Dropping in 10 seconds. Dropping.
Lay them out. Lay out those turns. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Well, when I'm not skiing, I am working at White Tooth Brewing Company, which is Located in town in Golden. It is run by my family, so I work alongside my mom and my dad and my younger brother. It's pretty great. We get to work with like an amazing community. The brewing industry is pretty rad and supportive, just like the skiing industry. So it's a really nice balance. When you walk into Whitetooth, especially après-ski, there's a really great energy. Everyone's been up here and they've totally enjoyed their day. And you can really tell from the people that are in there and the chatter that's going on. So I think you can kind of expect that. There's just like a lot of unique experiences that come along with skiing Kicking Horse. So Eagle's Eye, you go up the gondola and you step off to these 360 amazing views of all the mountains, and then you get to go and have a drink at the top of the hill. It's a really cool experience, unlike any other resort. So that's a treat. We have a pretty cool little village, lots of really great places just to check into, and the peaks, they're awesome. Double Black is great too. Even being here for 10 plus years, there are still so many places that I haven't been able to ski as much as I'd like. You're constantly finding new spots, new chutes, different lines down everything. So I think that's like a really exciting part about being here.
There's a lot of like natural features here and stuff. Like you'll see, there's all those like natural lips that we kind of go hunt down and like find those little pockets of snow.
Trying to make the decision on where you're gonna go. It all kind of depends on scoping the lines from the gondola.
When I get up here and it's a nice powder day, I just walk right off the gondola to my right and I just drop in the first crystal bowl chutes. That's usually the stuff that's open. You get some, there's always fresh turns down the fans of those. It's almost like you don't even need a cup of coffee riding this mountain when it's this snowy. You get going and it adrenalizes you so much. Especially with the snow, you can just go so fast, you're just surfing on it. And then I always kind of just cake my face with snow. I just love choking down the snow. So it's a good time. My dad ended up building that road about 7 years ago with an excavator, and to your left is just like 40, 35 degree steep pow turns. Yeah, you drop in there and it's probably some of the steepest pitches on the mountain. It's just that little head wall there. I cannot find any other mountain with as epic terrain as we got here. That's why the main reason why I've stuck around for so long is because it's just mind-blowing the amount of exposure you get and the quality of snow, and also the people too. It's a big part of it.
I think that Kicking Horse is a really special place to ski, mostly because of the community. We have basically just like the most amazing people up here. You can come up to the ski hill on any day and find like a handful of people to ski with right off the bat. So I think that's really special. The mountain culture in Golden is really just a community of people that all want to do the same thing. We're all here to get outside. We're all here to enjoy the mountains. And you can really tell everyone that you talk to, every local in town, it's the same kind of idea. I really do think that Golden is going to be where I stay, hopefully, for the rest of my life. I really love it here. I've lived in other places, and they're all great too, but there's really nothing like Golden.
I do want to stay here for a long time, but I do need to go and figure out a bit of a plan. If I want to live here my whole life, I gotta really buckle down, and if I want to buy a house here, buy some property, I gotta like put my nose to the grindstone. But yeah, honestly, if this is the one place that I really have my heart set on spending the rest of my life here, ultimately it's home.
So my parents bought a cabin here about 15 years ago, and practically ever since we've been coming almost every weekend as much as we can. Try to consider ourselves as local as possible. I've grown to absolutely love the mountain, and I would consider it my home at this point. I moved to town a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. Luckily, growing up on the freeride team here, all the little locals showed me around, showed me all their spots. My coach, Gord, was a true local as well. He had been a patrol here for pretty much since the start of the hill. So they all took me around and kind of showed me all the kind of hidden spots around the hill. So now that I've been here for 15 years, I could practically show you any spot in the mountain you want. Sometimes on days I feel like I'm ready to send it and go full gun, go as big as I can. Other days I'm not quite fully there. I'm happy to just find the little hits, the fun little poppers, and just kind of have fun with it. It's really depending on the day. Like, yeah, some days when there's 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters of fresh snow, you kind of get an antsy feeling in your stomach knowing you're going to go and send something big that day, and really just trying to play it out and see what's available.
4, 3, 2, 1, drop.
I think the biggest thing with kicking horse is you see the terrain and you get excited, and instantly you just want to go and ski. No tracks, go and find something for yourself. But with how much exposure this mountain has, you really have to know where you're going. You can get caught out in some pretty big cliffs, 150-foot cliffs, if you're skiing blindly. So typically, if you're not skiing with a local or someone who knows the hill, kind of have to follow tracks or follow a line that you can see to the bottom. Otherwise, you can get caught out in some pretty gnarly stuff. T1, it's kind of got everything for everyone. It's one of our main venues for our comps. So right off the nose, there's 30, 40 footers, doubles, and then just to the right of it, there's glorious powder turns with not a cliff in sight. So depending on how you're feeling that day or how you are as a skier, it gives you the option to kind of ski how you want. And yeah, it's got that huge variety, which is, for someone first getting into big mountain, can give them a bit more confidence skiing those big lines and kind of get to check out some of the next step up in the ski terrain. One of my favorite things about kicking horse is a lot of the terrain isn't direct lift access. You have to boot back in, obviously earn your turns to get those spots, and a lot of people aren't willing to work for 15 minutes, and so that leaves plenty of extra snow for all the people willing. And kicking horse is also one of those hills that once you get to know it, it can be 2 weeks after a snowstorm, and if you put in an extra bit of work and find yourself in the bit more remote parts of the mountain, you'll still find fresh snow a week after a snowstorm. Golden is a super lively town. It's full of people that are into the same stuff, and we're all here to enjoy the outdoors. Doesn't necessarily mean everyone's here for the skiing, but everyone's out here because they have a passion for the mountains. And so it kind of radiates in the town. Everyone's super stoked. You see people all the time that you know. Everyone's super friendly. There's great little bars and restaurants that everyone goes to. It's a super cute town, and it's kind of not quite on the radar of some of the other towns like Whistler. I think kicking horse will always have a piece of my heart, no matter what, even if I did happen to move towns. My family owns a cabin here, so I think we'll hold that for my life. It'll be always a special place for my family. It's a great place for us to come back and meet up and rejoice in the old times. But I think as long as I'm skiing out in the mountains, I think it's home for me. On those flat light days, it's typically just trying to find those pockets of trees, especially the tighter trees. They hold snow because people aren't as keen to get into those tight trees. And with all those dense trees, you get that nice visibility. You can see way more than some of those open bowls, no definition. When you find those trees, it's practically like great viz. You can see all the definition in the snow. For me, I always have a couple classic hits or lines that like I can kind of rotate between, and there's definitely some pockets in there that people don't really know about. So if you're kind of late to the scene, you can sneak into your little secret spots and still get fresh turns even if you're 2 hours late. Going big, it's just weightless. You're literally just flying through the air. It slows down for sure. I'm always just like, the second you go off, especially with the big ones, like you're kind of going off blind. You don't see the landing until you're in the air. So it's kind of trusting yourself that you chose that right line. It's all just like slowed down and then just kind of bracing for impact, getting ready to stop it. When you're hitting some of the big stuff, you get the benefit of having the untouched snow below because no one else has managed to get into that zone. And so it's almost a little treat after a big send is having some fresh lines to yourself. For me, it's not much of a description, more of a feeling in the sense that it just makes me happy. I feel at one with myself. I'm super content with life. I'm just enjoying it.